to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty and everlasting God, who presides over all things in heaven and earth, come and preside over these deliberations so that those that make the decisions may be guided by your wisdom.
Okay, special meeting of council, July 16, 2024, to discuss pending resolution authorizing the appropriate city officials to submit a $1,243,255 multimodal transportation fund grant application funded by the Commonwealth Financing Authority of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to be used for King's College.
Let's do roll
North
call.
Main Street streetscape. Now we'll do roll call.
Okay. Roll call, Mr. Belishko.
Here.
Just note that Mr. Belishko is joining us by phone. Mrs. McClay? Here. Mr. Mirren?
Here.
Mr. Brooks?
Here.
Mr. Barrett?
Here.
Also in attendance is Assistant City Attorney Maureen Collins, Assistant City Clerk Tracy Smith, and Administrative Assistant Lisa Sanfilippo.
Okay. All right, we have representatives here from King's College to briefly describe the pending resolution, if you would, please, sir.
Just don't misstate his name.
Your name and position,
Sure.
college, please.
Yep. Yes, sir. My name is Tom Butchko. I work for King's College. I'm the Associate Vice President of Procurement and Chief Facilities Officer for the college.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you would, please just briefly describe the pending resolution for us.
Sure. What we'd like to do is we've been working with Quad 3 engineers to look at streetscape improvements and development of the property coming down from Public Square, extending all the way up to North Street, which is a main gateway entrance to the city, coming into Public Square. In the past, we've worked closely with the city and have had success in getting other multimodal transportation fund grants for improvements we made on North Franklin Street. And we'd like to see if we can follow a similar project path with this one forward. So the scope of work for this project would be to replace sidewalks along that linear stretch there. There'd be other work for curbing, providing handicap accessible ADA ramps with the appropriate features in all those locations for accessibility and better improvement for navigation for those folks around the city. Some green space areas with some trees would be planted, and some granite curb in certain areas as well. So the area, again, as I had mentioned, would be extending from where the improvements along Public Square left off on North Main Street and taking that all the way up to the intersection of North Street and North Main at the college edge of campus there. So.
Okay. That would be both sides of North Main Street going?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it'd be east and west side.
Questions from council?
Tom, how many students are at King's?
We got 1,500 plus, roughly.
That live there. And how many employees do you have?
Probably 300 or so.
Good. No, I want to thank King's for having a great program to educate our students. I know King's, just like Wilkes, started as a first generation for coal miners and those who worked in the garment industry, and the work that you have done and the employees that you have. I'm forever grateful. I'm particularly grateful that you've been replacing all the trees that you've ripped up.
Sorry.
And just doing a wonderful job for Wilkes-Barre. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just think it's a great thing that you're going to be able to do this, hopefully, and be great for the city.
We're hoping we'll be able to move forward as well. We're pretty excited.
My whole family graduated from King's, too, so.
Thank you.
You're right. Oftentimes there's criticism about council and the city being so cooperative with both King's and Wilkes, but you're cornerstones of the city. Both institutions are, and as was just alluded to, we certainly appreciate all that you do. And just driving up North Main Street now, and North Main and Union looks great. That intersection and what you've done just on that one particular corner looks fantastic. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the rest of the street would look like.
Thank you. Hopefully more to come. Again, it takes a village, and
great.
we're all in it together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir, Mr. Belisco.
Maureen, is there any money match to this grant that you're aware of?
Matching funds from the city.
No, we don't.
No, I don't believe so.
We don't have to.
Mike?
No, I mean from King's it would be.
Oh, I don't believe there's a
There's
Okay,
match.
There's not a matching
A match
component
of
for
the
this grant, is there?
funds.
You have to have a match. The state will
okay.
waive the match.
Oh, there is a match then, Mike.
LSAs do not have a match. You can't hear me?
I don't know. Can you hear the mayor?
A little bit.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Mike, LSAs do not have a match. RCAPs do have a match, a dollar for dollar match.
Okay, I always get them mixed up.
Yep.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Any other questions from council?
There is a 30% match that the state will waive for the cities, boroughs, and townships. And that's the other thing.
Okay. I know there's one individual that wanted to make public comment, but I don't see him here now.
He left when I came in. I don't know.
Did he leave the building? Okay. Okay, we can move forward, then we're not gonna.
Yeah, so we'll just motion in a second.
Thank you.
Bill, can I say something?
Sir, certainly, Mayor.
Oh, here he is. Bill, I just want to thank council for being so cooperative in putting together this special meeting, because there are deadlines as far as when the RCAP can be submitted. So we didn't have it in time for last week's meeting, so I want to thank you and the other 5 council members, and Kathy, you, and Tracy, and I guess I have to thank Lisa too. But thank you guys for being here today and allowing us to get this before council, because it's a very important project for the city of Wilkes-Barre. I want to thank Kings.
Thank you, Mayor. Other public comment? Mr. Troy?
Well, I missed the presentation, but I question, I would like to recommend that council put this on the back burner, because first of all, the timing, to have this meeting at 12 o'clock, obviously when nobody but myself could make it, I think does a disservice and is a slap in the face to the average citizen and taxpayer. There should be more input on this. Now look, King's College is a fine institution. I have nothing against it. I know a few faculty people there. It's certainly, a good thing in a lot of ways for the city. But the way this project is being sold, I'd like to comment on that. We've had 2 streetscape projects already, one by King's, at least the one that I saw on North Franklin Street, the last block of North Franklin Street, and one by Wilkes. And I think, and then we had, Wilkes-Barre did its own down here downtown, which I guess seemed to be, fit all the parameters and was okay. I'm not against sprucing up the place, but obviously, I don't know what this gentleman said, but, King's is obviously doing this to burnish, to enhance their own image, which, I can understand that. You want to make the college more marketable and that sort of thing. In the process, the city might benefit to a certain extent, because it makes the city more attractive too. But King's College owns pretty much, with the exception of those 2 bars there, correct me if I'm wrong, that there used to be a diner there. They own what used to be the Margarita. Is that the Margarita? No, that big building there is a residence. They own most of that block, North Main Street. So let me just comment. The streetscape projects that were done by King's on the last block of North Franklin Street, when I was on the tree commission, and I have the feeling that one of the reasons I was removed from that tree commission had something to do with my complaints on that project. Do I get 10 minutes instead of, how much time do I get?
God.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't read that. I think that was a disaster, because, look, you guys cut down a lot of beautiful old trees there. They were like 50-year, 100-year-old. You changed the whole ambience of the neighborhood.
Troy.
You have to talk in the microphone.
Talk to us. Okay.
My point being that I would like to know, now there are several trees on North Main Street as well. It doesn't say here what's going to happen. I assume they're going to cut down all those trees and plant new ones. I haven't looked, but some of those trees, have been there quite a few years, and I don't think that they should. It doesn't say whether they're going to cut them down or not. They should have to reveal to the public whether they're going to do that. Again, they're going to change the whole ambience of that block, and to burnish or enhance their own self-image. Let me just say that in the process of, this is taxpayer money. That's the bottom line here. So why should taxpayer money be used for private, private nonprofit, in this case, enterprise? I don't think that's right. And in the process, Mayor, I think you're ignoring other sections of the city that could certainly do with this kind of upgrade. Be fine, plant some trees, do curbing, sidewalks, et cetera. How about doing it in the Heights section or in the Parsons section or somewhere? Why does everything have to be in downtown? Why in the process that, that you're look, I mean, I think I know what the process here is. They come to you and you decide that you kowtow to these special interests. And personally, I don't think that's right. Because in the process, you don't really take care of the taxpayer and the average citizen. You ignore their problems by doing that. And you're ignoring neighborhoods here, which we have whether you face up to it or not, whether you 5 council people face up to it or not, we have a severe case of urban blight in this city. I could show you several houses in my neighborhood. Why not funnel some of this money, if possible, to sprucing up these neighborhoods? In Pittston, Carbondale, and Scranton, they have what they call a Beautiful Blocks program. Aware of that, Mayor? Why can't we adopt that here? Why can't we take some of this money here to spruce up other parts of the city? As I said, what Kings did in the last streetscape project, I think was a disaster. You go up that last block of North Franklin Street, that steep hill, and it looks very sterilized. Not like it used to be. The whole ambiance has changed. Look what Wilkes did on South Franklin Street in that vicinity. It's the same thing. They cut trees down there that were 50 years old. And I don't know, it gets a little depressing when you're a lone voice in the wilderness, but somebody's got to speak up. We're engulfed, I think you could see, just by going outside, what's going on with climate change here. And the way to have the city lessen its carbon footprint is not to cut down old trees. I would hope that council could consider some of these things I said.
You did miss the presentation. There is considerable talk about trees, tree replacement, those types of things. And actually, it's listed in your copy of the resolution that you have. It specifically mentioned trees are in there, along with all the other improvements. This street, you talk about the monies coming from the Commonwealth Financing Authority and going to a non-profit private enterprise. Well, last time I drove down North Main Street, it belongs to the city of Wilkes-Barre. It's not a private street. It's not one of their streets. It's our street. It's the city of Wilkes-Barre. And as was also mentioned, it is a gateway into the downtown area. I mean, it is the downtown area. It's part of the downtown area bounded by North Street. So to think that this is specifically for King's College, sure, it's great. It does benefit the college, but equally it benefits the city as well, in my opinion. And the mayor has done other streetscape projects, George Avenue being one. I believe there's one done on Hazel Street. There's been others done recently in the city to improve neighborhoods and main streets in the city as well. And you're aware of those. You recall all of those. I know that.
But why can't we focus on other sections of the city, Bill?
So anyway, I don't know where you're going with all this, but in my opinion, we need to support not only King's College, but the improvements to these particular.
Why do we need to support King's College?
Well,
they're an independent institution. They have plenty of money, plenty of resources. I don't get it.
Mr. Chairman.
We're not going back and forth. Go ahead, Mr.
I want to say that I want to thank the mayor for going out to other neighborhoods on this project, to South Street, all of South Main Street, which will go all the way down through South Wilkes-Barre to Blackman Street or to Horton Street is a neighborhood project that is going on. I also think, Sam, that the federal government and the state government creates grant opportunities for municipalities to apply for. It would be a derelict of duty if we do not apply for these grants. They will go somewhere else. If you have a suggestion for the grants to change, then bring that up with State Representative Eddie DePacienski.
Well, I just made a suggestion, Tom.
But we don't change the processing of a state grant. We're only allowing them to apply. We didn't create
I understand
the rules.
that.
So if you want to change the rules of the grant, you would have to go to speak to Governor Shapiro, Senator Flynn, and State Representative Eddie DePacienski, if you want to change those processes. But don't you agree with me, Sam, that it would be a derelict if we do not apply for federal opportunities and state opportunities, that we just let them pass them by? Do you agree with that?
my point being that,
Answer the question.
well, let me just ask, can I ask one more
You can
question?
answer his.
All right,
That's-
never mind. There you go.
Why was this
I'm done.
considered an emergency that it had to have a special meeting at 12 o'clock? Is it?
Oh, let's talk about that, too. It's very common for us to do special meetings at this hour when they're related to one specific individual, one specific topic, excuse me, especially when there are time deadlines and there are time constraints on this application. And since we do not meet regularly during the summer, it's not uncommon for us to meet at noon, and we're not going to bring everybody in here, the workers and all the employees here, for one item when we can handle this business during the day. But thank you for being here. Okay.
Oh, I'm going down to the swimming pool. Oh, we don't have one, that's what I forgot.
All right, so we need a motion and a second on the resolution.
Motion?
Motion by Mr. Mirren,
Second.
second by Mr. Barrett.
Yeah.
Mr. Belishko?
Yes.
Mrs. McClay?
Yes.
Mr. Mirren?
Yes.
Mr. Brooks? Yes. And Mr. Barrett?
Yes.
Stand again.
Okay, any other comments from council?
Right here.
Okay,
We want,
thank you. Motion for adjournment? Thank you.
Motion.
Adjourned. Thank
See
you,
you,
Mr.
Mike.
Belisco. Thank you, Mike.
See you guys.
Take care.
See you, Mike.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Oh, no.
everybody. Good luck
Sign
with
that
it.
before you go, Bill.
Yep. I'm not going.
Bill. Where's the hill, Bill? How are you?